Hello, I'm going to be demonstrating the first in-class assignment for Computer Skills 1 at George Brown College. So I am going to record all the steps as they appear in your instruction sheet. The number one thing, we need to start with the Chrome browser. So we're opening Chrome. And we need to log into our George Brown OneDrive account. So I'm going to go to the address onedrive.com. Pressing enter. And I am going to sign in using my George Brown account ID. So that's student number at georgebrown.ca. You will be prompted for a password, but I'm already logged in, so it takes me straight to my files. Okay, I need to find my project folder. There's my project folder, and inside my project folder I have a document called Starting Document. So we're going to be using Word Online to create this document. So to open it, I simply click on the document to open it. And I have to wait, because I'm connected to the internet, I have to wait for my ribbon to appear. And immediately I'm going to rename this file. I'm going to click on the words Starting Document up in the top corner where the file name is. And I'm going to change the name to my first name, my last name, project file. And you're going to use your first name and last name. So my first name, my last name, project file. Pressing enter to complete the rename. File has been renamed. Okay. The other thing I want to make sure that you do is work with the same ribbon. This is the simplified ribbon. You can see that it's the simplified ribbon because it's a single line and there are 3 dots in the right corner of the ribbon. If you do not see this ribbon, you might be seeing the classic ribbon, which is this ribbon. Okay. This is the classic ribbon. I want to see the simplified ribbon. So I'm going to click this small arrow to switch ribbons, and I'm back to the simplified ribbon. Okay. So the first thing I want to do is do the page layout for the document. That's under the Layout tab. And I want to start with the margins. Click on Margins, and I want to set them to normal with 1-inch margins all the way around. So normal. I want to set the orientation to portrait. And finally, I want to set the page size here, page size to letter. Okay, so my document has margins, normal, orientation, portrait, size, letter. Next step is I want to put in a header and footer. I'm going to start with the Insert tab. And I want to insert page numbers in the top right corner of the page. So page numbers, I'm looking for insert page numbers, and I want to position them in the top right corner. That's this icon. And I have my page number in the top right corner. The next step, I want to change the format of the page numbers to use the Times New Roman font size 12. So I'm going to highlight the entire ribbon, the entire header, and I'm going to go to my home ribbon, and I'm going to select font, and I'm looking for Times New Roman. If Times New Roman is not here, you can scroll down the list to find Times New Roman. It's quite a long list. So we're looking for Times New Roman. And I want to change, I just lost my header. I'm going to click on this header button here. If you ever lose your header and you need to get back, click on the header button. And again, we're going to highlight the text, Control A, Times New Roman. So let's set it to Times New Roman. And I want to set the size to 12. I'm just typing the size in manually and pressing enter. The size is 12. Now I need to get out of my header. So I'm going to click in the body of the document to get out of my header. Next step, I'm going to add some text to the document. Whenever you see the character that looks like the backwards P, I'm going to show hide here. Whenever you see this character in your instruction document, that means use your enter key. I'm going to turn that off again. Okay. So I'm going to start with the beginning of the document. My cursor's right at the beginning, and I'm going to start typing a Fable, and I'm going to press enter once. Then first and last name, pressing enter, George Brown College, pressing enter, making sure my spelling is correct. Oops, lost my cursor there, college. Pressing enter, course code comp 1211. Be careful when you're typing, and you notice here that I've accidentally selected text. And so when I type over selected text, I lose the text. So when I see that happen, I did a quick Control-Z on my keyboard to undo the last action, and I put my cursor back where I want to continue typing. So I'm going to press enter, and I'm going to type comp 1216, colon, and then the name of the class, computer skills 1, pressing enter again, professor, and again I've lost my text because I accidentally had it titled and highlighted, professor list, pressing enter again, October 15th, 2020, and again I'm going to repeat the title of Fable. This is going to be the information that's going to appear on our cover page. So I have these lines typed at the top. Now I'm going to go to the end of the document. So I'm going to scroll down to the end of the document, place my cursor at the very end of the text, and press enter. You'll notice that there are some underlines for spelling errors. I'd like you not to correct the spelling errors in the document at the moment. So at the end of the document on a new line, I'm going to type, and I'd like you to match the case, moral by the cat, pressing enter once, and then the paragraph, you can find in a text whatever you bring. If you, again, my cursor has jumped. This is one of the things about working online. The cursor is much more sensitive. You can find in a text whatever you bring if you will stand between it and the mirror of your imagination. Imagination, you may not see your ears, but they will be there, period. So those are the two paragraphs I'd like you to type at the end of the document. And again, double check that you have typed it correctly. And now we're going to do some font formatting. So I have all of the content in the document that I want. I have my cover page information. I have some additional text that I've typed at the end of the document, and now I'm going to format the document. I want to do it all at once, so I'm going to do a quick Control-A on the keyboard. And the font settings I want, I click here, and actually I can type in the name that I want Times New Roman and press the Tab key to jump over to the next box. And 12 is the size, and I'm going to press enter. So now the entire text from beginning to end is Times New Roman size 12, and you can confirm that by looking at the text. The style of the lettering has changed. Please make sure that this step you have the entire text selected. So if you lose your selection between steps, make sure you do a Control-A, and again, double check that it's Times New Roman size 12 throughout the entire document. Now we're going to do some paragraph formatting. The same steps apply. I want to make sure that I have my entire text selected, so I'm going to do a Control-A to select the entire text. And I'm looking on my ribbon for my paragraph settings. That's all the way to the right-hand side, these three dots. And wait for it to respond. Paragraph options, and these are the paragraph options. the table that you have in your instructions matches the order that you see them on the screen. That's why it's in the order that it is in the instructions. It's because it matches the order that you see on the screen, left-hand side and right-hand side. So the alignment left, before text 0, after text 0, special, I would like you to change that to first line, and that makes the by appear, and it should be by 0.5. Spacing before 0, spacing after, we're going to increase that to 12 points. And we're going to set the line spacing to double. So just to confirm, alignment left, before text 0, after text 0, special, first line, by 0.5, before 0, after 12 pt, line spacing double, at is blank. Click OK. And that applies those settings to the entire document. Now we're going to format the titles in our document, and we're going to highlight all 7 lines at the beginning, from A Fable down to A Fable. So these 7 lines, I'm going to highlight them all. If you struggle with the highlighting using the mouse, you can always use your Shift and arrow keys. So I'm starting where I want to begin my selection, holding the Shift key and pressing the down arrow to select the 7 lines that I want to work with. Okay. Starting with the top of the document, I want to bold A Fable. Just the first line, A Fable. 1 and 7. I want to bold those lines. So I'm highlighting the text that I want to turn bold. So the 2 titles, A Fable at the very top, and then A Fable, which is going to become page 2, both are bold. Now I'm going to highlight all the text that I want to work with, the title text. Okay, so those 7 lines, and now we're going to do the paragraph formatting. Again, paragraph formatting is found on the home ribbon all the way to the right, 3 dots, paragraph options, and these are the options. Starting with the alignment, we're going to center it. Spacing before and after, both 0. And we're going to take off this first line indent. We're going to set this to none, and that will set the by to blank, which is correct. And over here, before 0, after 12 points, line spacing double, that's all still correct. We're going to click OK, and this is what the text should look like on your screen. Now I'm going to go to the end of the document, and I'm highlighting the 2 paragraphs that I typed, Morale by the cat, to the end of the document. So the 2 paragraphs that we typed earlier, those are the 2 paragraphs we're going to work with. And we're going to format these like a long quote. So paragraph settings, home ribbon, all the way to the right, 3 dots, paragraph options, and we're going to format it slightly different than the rest of the body of the document. We're going to begin with the alignment left. Before text, I'd like to increase to 0.5. After text, 0. And special, none. When you set special to none, the by is blank or 0. Either one is correct. Before 0 points, after 12 points, line spacing double, that's all correct. I'm going to click OK. And you can see that the left-hand alignment has indented by 1/2 inch, and we no longer have a first line indent. So we're going to the beginning of the document now, and we're going to create our cover page. So I want to go to line 7. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is line 7 at the beginning of the line. So I have to place my cursor at the beginning of line 7, and I want to insert a page break. There are 2 methods. Either press on your keyboard Control Enter, or use Insert Page Break. Either one. This will give you 2 pages where the first 6 lines of the document are on page 1, and 7th line begins now on page 2. So the very first line of the entire paper, A Fable, on the first page, the very first line of the document, we're going to change the alignment for this. We're going to do paragraph alignment because I want to force this down the page. I'm going to go to my home ribbon. I want to make sure my cursor is only on line 1. And I'm going home, 3 dots, paragraph options. And I'm going to leave everything as it is, center aligned, before text 0, after text 0, special none, by blank. spacing before, though, I want to increase, and I'm going to increase it to 160 points. It is very important to put the PT in this measurement. Make sure that you add the PT. So 160 PT, clicking OK. And that forces the text about halfway down the page. As I've been working, Word has automatically been saved. You can see the status up here that it's been saved. Okay. You don't need to do anything further because I should have access to this folder. Your project file folder is the folder you created for me in assignment 1. So what we're going to do now is submit this to Blackboard. So we're going to go to a new tab. I'm going to go to Blackboard. Then I'm going to log in. And I'm going to go to our class. And I'm going to go to the assignments link. And I'm going to submit the assignment. So I'm looking for assignment 1. Here it is. Clicking on the assignment name. And I'm going to click the submit button. On your screens, because you're students, you'll see a pop-up warning button that the assignment is blank. That's fine. Just click the OK button on the pop-up warning box. And that's all you need to do to submit the assignment. And that is the end.